Well, Tooey, just like that, the Christmas decorations are all packed up for another year. Oh, no, but you're right, little friend. Before we say goodbye to the holidays, let's unbox all the Funkos I got for Christmas. Welcome to Teacup For One. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 2023. It's only my second video of the year. Can you believe it? First of all, thank you to everybody who watched my Disney Animation Immersive Experience video. That was so much fun, and I love being able to just go on a Disney experience and to be able to share that with you here on the channel. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will not be the last Disney adventure we have on Teacup For One in 2023, but more on that later. AKA, is Matt able to make a smart financial plan and budget for a trip? Who knows? We'll find out together. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For today, short and simple. Well, actually, let's be honest, this video is not going to be that short because we have a lot of Funko Pops to break into here. So, like I said in the opening, I was very fortunate this year. Santa Claus was very good to good old Matthew because I received a slew of Funko Pops, and none of them were Pops that I already had in my collection. If anyone's keeping track, my collection is currently sitting at like 420 figures, which I know sounds like a lot to people who aren't Funko collectors and sounds like pitiful to those who are extreme Funko collectors. But anyway, I got 14 new Pops during the Christmas season, and none of them are Pops I already had. That is a feat. And a lot of credit has to go out to my mom because 13 of these 14 Pops were from her, and like, she doesn't have access to my list of Pops. She's just really good at finding Pops that I don't already have. Anyway, but before we get into what my mom got me, I'm going to show you a very special Pop that I received this holiday season, which completes my Hamilton collection for now, because as luck would have it, literally like the day that this arrived was the day that Funko announced that they were doing a 3rd wave of Hamilton figures. But anyway, I'm caught up. I'm currently caught up for the next little while. This is the King George Funko Pop. You might be thinking, but Matt, didn't you already have the King George Funko Pop? You took such a beautiful picture of it. It's pinned on your Instagram page. Yes, this is the Walmart exclusive King George Funko Pop. What's the difference? This one has a sassier stance, he has a cane, and he does not have a cape. So I think this is like Act 2 King George when he comes back for like his 17th reprise of You Will Be Back. Probably the one where he's like, awesome, wow. But you know what is awesome, and you know what I have to say wow to? This was sent to me by a very good friend of the channel, Amelia, over at Pigney and Amelia's Bitchen Boutique. Now, they are a podcast. They also have a YouTube channel. They are incredible. I highly recommend go check them out because Bitchen Boutique is truly a Bitchen Boutique. And maybe you're like, Matt, are you allowed to say that word on this channel? Don't judge me. I haven't been demonetized yet, so there we go. Anyway, thank you so much, Amelia. I promise you, as a member of the Commonwealth, he'll be well taken care of. Is there a joke here for how I have 2 King George Funko Pops now, and so technically one of them is a spare? Oh, that royal family drama. I am living for it. Yeah, let's open the rest of the Funkos. Alright, next up, we are moving into all the Pops that my mom got me for Christmas. Starting with, okay, this is something that's kind of slowly becoming a Christmas tradition where my mom will get me a Pop that she knows for a fact I do not have in my collection because she knows it's somebody who I don't care about. So if like 1 or 2 years ago it was Justin Timberlake from NSYNC, and there was so much build up to the Justin Timberlake Pop, like I'm telling you, almost a month before Christmas she was saying, Matthew, I promise you, I got you the greatest Funko Pop. You're never going to guess what it is. I promise it's not in your collection. So much hype, and then it was Justin Timberlake. Anyway, the equivalent for this year is LeBron James from Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. But this is an incredible figure. It's a Funko Shop exclusive. Next, he's dressed as a cowboy for some reason. That would probably make sense to me if I had seen Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. But more importantly, we all know that this year, Disney is doing their 100th anniversary celebration, and of course, the Funko Pops are jumping on that bandwagon. And don't worry, I'm going to do a whole video about that. Another day, another time, probably within the next week or two. But Warner Brothers is evidently doing the exact same thing, because I think it's Warner Brothers' 100th anniversary this year as well, in some capacity. So there are a slew of beautiful WB Funko Pops coming out in this next year. So I don't know, that kind of gets me more excited about starting off my Warner Brothers Funko Pop collection with Funko Shop exclusive LeBron James. Okay, next. These next two figures. She hit the Funko Pop lottery with this. And I don't know for a fact, but I think these next two figures actually came from Dollarama. If you're not a Canadian, context, Dollarama is kind of like Canada's Dollar Tree. We do have Dollar Tree, but we also have Dollarama. They started off selling things for $1. Now with inflation, they're like a $5 plus store. But every once in a while, they get Funko Pops. Usually they're like lower shelf Funko Pops that people wouldn't want, except there was a very short window of time where they apparently had most of the Marvel What If collection, and I got Doctor Strange Supreme and Captain Carter. So Doctor Strange Supreme is basically evil Doctor Strange when he eats all the other magical creatures and gains their abilities and becomes a monster, as it were. And this figure is epic. He's basically flying. It's one of those pops that's suspended on its base, and just the animation that they have within his cape, this is epic. And then Captain Carter, the true star of all of Marvel's What If. They knew what they were doing when they were kicking off the series with her episode, and basically overnight she showed up in the live action MCU in the Doctor Strange movie. I mean, truth be told, if I were to pick two pops from the What If collection, it would be these two. In fact, I was pretty darn close to buying these for myself when they first released, so Christmas miracle. Thank you, Dollarama. Thank you, Mom. Okay, and now, the pièce de résistance. It's sort of become an ongoing thing for me with birthdays and Christmases for the past almost 3 years now, that the main attraction in my pile of gifts is a box from K-Dog and Fish, the greatest Funko retailers in all the country, in all the land, anyway, I'm wearing their shirt. I love K-Dog and Fish. I've done a bunch of videos about them in the past. As I've said before, follow them on all the socials, because they're not just a fantastic Funko retailer, they're a whole brand unto themselves. There's a podcast, there's a YouTube show, and they just embrace all the pop culture goodness that people who love Funkos tend to love. So if you like Funkos, if you like pop culture, you'll like K-Dog and Fish. But K-Dog and Fish, aside from just being awesome people, they are the best at packaging Funko Pops. And usually when I do K-Dog and Fish, re-unboxing videos here on the channel, I've already torn the bubble wrap off of the pops so I could enjoy them, but not this time. This time I decided to keep the bubble wrap intact just so I could show you how good the packaging is. Now, full disclosure, this is not the box that they were sent in. I actually left that box at my mom's after Christmas, but it's a box I had lying around. But look at that. They're all individually wrapped. And when you get a giant K-Dog and Fish box as a present, you get to tear open the wrapping paper on the box, and then you get to tear open the bubble wrap on each little Funko box. It's like a bunch of little Christmas presents. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to de-bubble wrap all of these pops, share them with you. Let's go. All right. First, Minnie Mouse on the People Mover. You might remember last year I accidentally spent $200 on a Funko Pop mystery box from Pop in a Box. That was a life choice. That was a life mistake that I'm never going to make again. But one of the pops I got in that box was Pluto on the People Mover. Initially, I had no interest in the People Mover set. Not that I didn't like it, but I just figured, there are so many pops out there, not a high priority. If the universe wants me to get them, the universe will give me a sign, and I took that as a sign. So, now to go with my Pluto on the People Mover Funko Pop, I got Minnie Mouse on the People Mover. And I just think this figure is adorable. Like I've said before, I think Minnie Mouse is always a joy in any form, but I'm so entertained that Minnie, as well as the Mickey Pop, which I still don't have, it's on the wish list, but the Minnie and Mickey Pop, they're dressed like Florida tourists, and I find that very entertaining. And I just love this whole line of Funko Pop trains because, as I've said before, it's the price of a standard 3-inch pop, but you not only get a character, you get a cool vehicle, you can link them together. Awesome. Next, we've got Tennis McNugget. So last Christmas, most of the pops I got were the main characters from the McDonald's collection, which had just released at the time. So I have like Grimace, Hamburglar, Birdie, Ronald McDonald, and I've slowly been acquiring more and more Chicken McNuggets, and I don't know what it is. I find the Chicken McNuggets to be absolutely hilarious. Tennis McNugget, she's got the Karen haircut, she's got her tennis gear, and I think the reason that I love the McNugget Pops so much is because it's pure nostalgia, and it reminds me, this is very niche and very specific, that probably only people my age will remember. It reminds me of a very specific line of Happy Meal toys. It was the Halloween line, and they were all different Chicken McNuggets that came with costumes, and they were detachable costumes from the nugget. So every set you got a nugget as well as their costume pieces, and I think you could like mix and match the costume pieces among the nuggets. Anyway, it was like by far probably one of my favorite McDonald's toy collections of my childhood, and so that's why I love the McNuggets. And the McNugget fun doesn't stop here. Rockstar McNugget. She's giving full Cyndi Lauper energy. I love the guitar. I love the wig. The mouths on these McNugget Pops never fail to make me laugh. And once again, this is pure nostalgia. It's taking me back to those amazing Happy Meal toys. Adore it. Okay, next. Now, there's 7 figures left. The grand finale figure. The grand finale figure is a pop that I was, like, thirsting after. Is that the right word? That's a weird word. The grand finale pop was one of my top priority pops for 2022. And like when I show you what it is, I'll get into the whole saga of how I tried to get that pop, it didn't work out. Anyway, the grand finale pop is one that we're going to save. But remember how I said last year I got most of the McDonald's Funko Pops? Well, there was a theme to most of the pops that I got this year for Christmas as well. It's pretty well the entire set of a cast of one of the most classic television comedies of all time. Let's see if you can guess what it is. You don't even have to guess. It says right on the box. It's Seinfeld! I got all of the main characters from Seinfeld. First one here, clearly Kramer. Now, full disclosure, I've never actually seen Seinfeld. Growing up, I was a Friends person, and if you know, you know. You have to pick one of the two. You're either a Friends person or a Seinfeld person. And I've been meaning to watch my way through Seinfeld pretty well my entire adult life, and it hasn't happened yet. But I know all of the characters. Obviously, I know the cast. It has to be one of the most iconic casts of any TV show of all time. And so I am just so thrilled that I have all of them now. So let's go through the cast really quickly. First off, we've got Kramer. Classic Kramer stance. Love him. Next up, Jerry. Specifically, Jerry holding the microphone. And you're going to see with all these pops, what I love about them is I feel the trap when it comes to pops of characters from sitcoms is it's difficult to pick an outfit or to pick a stance that fully encapsulates who that character is. Like, I feel like with the Good Place pops, aside from Michael and Janet, the rest of the characters, they weren't really wearing outfits that I automatically saw and thought, okay, yes, that is your character. But Seinfeld, Jerry's holding a microphone. He's doing stand-up. I mean, I saw enough Seinfeld to like see the closing credits of every episode while I was waiting for the show I wanted to see to come on in the 90s. And I just look at this and it gives me pure nostalgia for that when he's doing his stand-up routine. So, top quality pop. And Elaine! When I started to realize, when I was opening this on Christmas morning, when I started to realize that I was getting more and more Seinfeld pops, my first question was, did you get me Elaine? Julia Louis-Dreyfus is a national treasure. Not even to my nation. I don't think, well, I know she's not Canadian, but like, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, icon. And I think there's something really cool to be said about the Seinfeld cast. Like, even though I am a Friends person through and through, I'm more of a fan of the actors from Seinfeld. Because overall, outside of Seinfeld, they went on to do so many things that I love. Whereas the Friends cast, they went on to enjoy their millions of dollars, and Jennifer Aniston made a lot of rom-coms. But like Elaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she was in Geppetto, which was a made-for-TV musical based on Pinocchio that I absolutely adored as a kid. Now she's made her way into the MCU. She is just, national treasure. All right. Next, Can't believe I've made it through all of these pops and I haven't actually popped any bubble wrap yet. It's so satisfying. Oh yeah, anyway, George. Everything I just said about Julia Louis-Dreyfus, like, double it, or like 1.5 times it for Jason Alexander as George. Another, like, a staple character actor from my childhood. Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Brandy Whitney Houston Cinderella, growing up and then realizing that he was in the original Broadway cast of Merrily We Roll Along. I think this is my first Jason Alexander Funko Pop, and hopefully it is not my last. Hashtag Disney, give us Hunchback of Notre Dame Gargoyle Funko Pops. Thank you very much. Yes! Yes! Newman, or as I like to think of him, Officer Don from Third Rock from the Sun. Third Rock from the Sun, probably tied with Friends as my favorite sitcom as a kid, and I always knew Newman as the guy from Third Rock from the Sun who was just in the Seinfeld series. Like, looking at this is another case of Funko absolutely nailing it in terms of physicality and small physical details to just absolutely emulate the energy of this actor. I look at this pop and I just see Newman rolled up in a wax ball with Don from Third Rock from the Sun, as well as whatever his character's name was in Jurassic Park. Oh, okay. This might be my favorite pop in the entire Seinfeld collection. This was actually the first Seinfeld pop that I opened on Christmas morning, which clued me into what the overall theme of this box was. It is the Soup Guy. Am I allowed to say what his...
You know what they call him? Soup Nazi.
I mean, I haven't seen Seinfeld, but even I know about the soup episode. The no soup, like, I don't feel like I can quote it since I'm not a true Seinfeld fan.
No soup for you!
I just look at this and I start laughing. I mean, his eyebrows and his mustache are so pronounced, and I don't know what it is. It makes those standard Funko eyes come to life and look that much angrier. And, like, this is just the kind of thing that I adore with Pops in general. I love when they're able to capture such an iconic moment. Not just an iconic character, but if you can look at a Pop and know exactly what character, what episode, and what line are being represented, that's a sign of a successful Pop.
No soup for you!
And last, but definitely, certainly, absolutely not least, the grand finale Pop. The Pop that was top of my wish list for all of 2022 that I didn't think I was going to be able to get, because this is the story with this Pop. I pre-ordered this Pop the second that it dropped. Not from K-Dog and Fish, because we love them. From another company whose name shall not be named. But I pre-ordered this Pop from the company that shall not be named. And I was patient. All year I thought, like, I know that's going to take a while for this Pop to show up. It's fine. And then, like 10 months after placing the order, just out of the blue, I get a notification saying, all of your pre-orders from this company have been canceled. And lo and behold, by that point, even though this is a common figure, wasn't as easy to find as it was at the beginning of 2022 when it had its wide release. Like, there were so many times last year when I was Funko Pop shopping and I saw this exact figure on the shelves and I thought, nope, I've already paid for my pre-order, it's going to come to me within the next few months, and then it got canceled. Anyway, I didn't think I would end up being graced with the presence of this absolutely gorgeous Funko Pop, but thanks to the magic of Christmas and K-Dog and Fish and a mother's love, he's now in my collection. It's Gaston in his proposal outfit. Oh, I have said it once, I have said it at least 3 times. Gaston is my favorite Disney villain and maybe my favorite Disney character. And no, disclaimer, not in a neo-Gastonist way, because that's very problematic, but just as a fascinating character, he is top tier. I also had the privilege of embodying Gaston and playing Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, the musical, a couple years ago, and my costume was pretty well identical to what this Pop is. Like, I see this Pop and I just think, who wore it better? It's a tie. So I get really excited when there's a Funko Pop that's one of my favorite characters. I get super excited when there's a Funko Pop that I feel I have some kind of personal connection to, and that's everything that Gaston is. I love this. Now, granted, that other company did kind of screw me over for Cogsworth and Lumiere, who I am still on the lookout for, as well as Belle holding the bird in her winter outfit. So if anyone knows where I can find those, let me know. But the priority was getting Gaston. And I am so happy that I did. So a giant thank you to K-Dog and Fish for having him in stock, to my mom for ordering him for me. It was a Merry Christmas after all. So there you have it, friends. All the Funko Pops I got for Christmas. So I need to once again extend a giant thank you to my mom, as well as K-Dog and Fish, for putting together this incredible collection of Pops for me, as well as Amelia from Bitchen Boutique for sending me King George, His Highness. Thank you to you as well. Make sure you follow K-Dog and Fish. Make sure you follow Bitchen Boutique. If my mom had a public social media platform, I would say follow her too, but instead just write in the comments and let her know how amazing she is. But for now, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup For One. Where's my teacup? But for now, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup For One. Now let me know in the comment section down below which of these Pops was your favorite, and also let me know which Funko Pop releasing in 2023 are you most looking forward to? And if you want to be the first to know when I release more videos talking about those upcoming Funko Pop drops, unboxing some of the latest Funko Pop drops, or just talking about Disney, Shakespeare, or cats, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And if you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me again today, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and this has been the Teacup For One. No soup for you.